You are on the phone and you are unnerved. Things did not work out how you had imagined. You called the number of the hotline that will hopefully be the solution to your problem. You hear the ringtone far away in the distance, as if the phone would connect to an extraterrestrial switchboard. A gentle but firm voice tells you, "Thank you for calling the airport hotline. For English, press 1. Für Deutsch drücken Sie die Taste 2. Per Italiano, prema il tasto 3. You press 1, and immediately you're informed to ensure a high standard of customer service, individual calls may be recorded or monitored. If you agree to this, press 1. If you do not agree, please press 2. You press 1. To then be informed, currently, all of our agents are busy. Thank you for your patience. Your current waiting position is 13. Celine Dion's song from the movie Titanic accompanies you while you wait. Your thoughts begin to wander. You think of your family, of emails that you have to reply to. And all of a sudden, your adrenaline level rises again because you try to remember why you actually called this number in the first place. You are hungry, tired, feeling groggy from traveling, and all you want to do is take a shower and put on the fresh clothes from the suitcase that you have carefully packed. But your suitcase is not where you are. It got lost. In my case, my suitcase got lost on the way to a conference on professional literacy. At the conference, I wanted to meet colleagues to exchange research results on communication in a society based on the division of labor. I wanted to establish a research network to further analyze how organizations communicate with their stakeholders in times of disruption, when people really need solid service and reliable communication. My suitcase was still lost. After a long wait on the phone, still accompanied by Celine, of course, there was an artificial voice saying, "Please tell us in a few sentences why you are calling. You will be connected to an agent very shortly." I knew that this was my big moment, and I explained to the machine, "Hi, I've arrived here today on my flight OMG 42, but my suitcase hasn't. The lost and found counter at the airport told me to ring you for guidance." I expected Celine again, but she was quiet. I was trying to find the luggage tag number now because I know that being informed is very important in these situations. All of a sudden, far away in the distance, a new voice asked, "Hello, how may I be of help?" I felt a burst of joy coming over me, and I said, "Hi, I've arrived here today on flight OMG 42, but my suitcase hasn't. The lost and found counter at the airport told me to ring you for guidance." "Ma'am, this is the airport lost and found hotline. The loss of baggage is handled by the airline directly. Please call your airline." I felt that I could not let go now, and I said, "Okay, can you please tell me the number of the lost and found office from my airline?" "Sorry, no, we don't have this information. Please check the website of your airline. Thank you." The telephone line was crackling. The agent hung up. No sound of Celine either. Just ghastly silence. At university, I teach my students that professional communication means taking your stakeholders' needs seriously and provide them with useful information that helps them solve their problems. I hoped that the communication unit of the airline had a similar attitude. I was determined now and driven by the force of anger. So I changed tools. I browsed the website and chose the section Lost and Found. And boy, I found a lot of information, something like 30 bullet points. And the words and sentences were beginning to dance in front of my eyes. I was exhausted. The time difference and the long-haul flight were beginning to take their toll. Then I saw the chatbot. And instead of reading through the bullet point page, I started a chat with the bot. I explained my problem again, and a few minutes later, a message popped up. It read, "Hello, thank you for contacting us. Please call the lost and found hotline of your destination airport. They will be able to help you." Of course, I looked at the telephone number and only to see that it was exactly the same number that I had initially called. At this point, I knew this is going to be a very long journey, and I may never see my suitcase again. I felt lost in communication. Especially in times of disruption, we notice how inefficient some information processes are and how important adequate communication is. Words can appease us. They can bring joy and happiness, but also anxiety and distress. The real-life example shows that the division of labor has led to a fragmentation of information processes that are sometimes uncoordinated. And this is suboptimal. Especially in times of disruption, when we are anxious and insecure, when we depend or would depend on information from professionals who are subject matter experts and at the same time know how to communicate with their stakeholders. In other words, professional literacy is key. Professional literacy means that we develop our communicational offers by integrating the perspective of our addressees, their background knowledge, and their needs. That means that we have to choose the channels of communication accordingly and ensure that these channels work properly. For example, that we are not forced to go round in loops when searching for our lost suitcase. Of course, you could argue that this is very easy in theory, but difficult in practice. And you are right, it is. This is why I make organizations experience their own communication processes in my research and coaching. For example, I make the management ring the hotline and try to retrieve a lost suitcase on their own. The results are that the managers call the hotline and they hear the ringtone far away in the distance, as if the phone would connect to an extraterrestrial switchboard. And they are unnerved because things didn't work out how they had imagined. this is the moment when I happily watch them struggle. Because I can see that the managers have understood that they need experts who are literate regarding their stakeholders' needs, professional in their subject, and combine this knowledge in professional literacy. Since my coaching, various companies have improved their communication processes, such as banks, healthcare institutions, or airlines. All these cases ended in success stories. However, individual organizations changing towards professional literacy is only a beginning. Until we are in a world where professional literacy is exercised everywhere, my advice to you is travel light with hand luggage only.